Just heard on the radio, record-breaking temperatures here in the UK yesterday. 34 degrees in London. I wonder which bit of airport tarmac they measured there. 34 degrees, and today, I don't know if you can see it, it's out my windscreen there. You probably won't even be able to see much at all. You'll probably just see a white mist. That's cloud. It's 17, 18 degrees. Actually, I'm just looking at the dash here. It's gone down to 15. I did put a t-shirt on, which was very brave of me because it's actually pretty cool. So we've gone from record-breaking temperatures to a massive sizzling 15 degrees. Are we still burning? Yeah. Still looking forward to looking at the weather reports and the maps being a solid red at 15, because at least visually through the message, I get to feel a little bit toasty rather than in real life. I still hear our friends across the globe laughing in places like Australia and Texas. Have a good laugh because it is nothing short of hilarious. Beam me back, take me back to the 80s when the sky was blue. That's how I remember it. And the clouds were fluffy and the sun was a gleaming yellow. Take me back. And on that subject, actually, of nostalgia, I had a recommended video on YouTube yesterday. 80s adverts. TV adverts from the 80s, and I thought, well, go on then. So bang that on, and there'll be adverts and things from your time that you remember from your country and from your era, right? And I put these TV adverts on. I'm sitting there watching some, and there were some real standout ones that you just remember. One of them was that Smash one. You remember this, the robots, like, rah, 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 rah. And there'll be adverts like that from your time as well that you'll remember. And then, of course, what happens is YouTube, with the algorithm, says, oh, you're interested in a bit of nostalgia, are you, lad? Well, yeah, go on then. What you got? So then it recommends something else, cartoons from the 80s. Because I do, apart from the YouTube recommendation type stuff, I don't watch much TV. I try and remain, or I try and have control where I can, rather than just flicking through all the channels on a Sky subscription, for example, having hundreds that you just flick through and it all being thrown at you, and that propaganda being thrown down your freaking throat. So when it comes to TV, I'll normally watch something like a series that I actually do want to watch, or a film, although films nowadays especially, again, this is where the nostalgia bit comes in, isn't it? You kind of have to go back a little bit if you want to watch a decent film nowadays, because you put a film on, you know, they make it look all great, and then 90% of the time you're like, what an absolute waste of freaking time! So anyway, so on YouTube recommendations, the next one, 80s cartoons, and then it comes on. Thundercats, and that's it. You know, I'm hooked, and I'm like, oh, you know, and I just morph into the child sitting in front of that TV and just watching Thundercats, and all of those memories, all of that emotion just draining into me. And you know, back then, as a young'un, the 80s, sitting in front of that TV, don't get me wrong, there were plenty of problems. Oh, including my stomach there. Do you hear my stomach? I haven't had breakfast yet. It's still early. Shut up. We're talking about nostalgia. That was ridiculously loud. I could have blamed the car or something, but truth and honesty, that's what we want. I'm hungry. Time for breakfast. We'll keep this video relatively short, shall we? Because obviously my body's sending me a message. Sitting there as a child in front of the telly box. Back then, as a little one, don't get me wrong, many issues, single parent, mother, rough council estate, and back then, you know, I've still got many memories of high levels of anxiety and bits like that. But there's a rawness, isn't there, about childhood memories. There's a rawness about the spirit. Some may call it naivety. You know, it's like the classic blue pill, red pill scenario in the Matrix, isn't it? Would you like that pill that puts you back in the Matrix? You don't remember anything. In fact, you can be a rock star and eat that expensive steak in that fancy restaurant. Or you can live in the truth and eat this slop that we call a porridge-like substance that tastes like crap. The irony about that, whether it is irony or not, is that I'd always pick truth, because it's the only thing that matters, really, isn't it, in regards to truth, substance, and what it should be all about, because that's the idea of this Matrix, isn't it? It just lies to us. It just corrupts us. It gives us all the ideas of the things that we should want, you know, the materialism, the lust, the crap that is fake doesn't mean anything. The steak, though, clearly I could go for some of that. It might shut my gut up. And that's what the Matrix does, and everything connected to it. You know, the state, the propaganda, the media, all the lies, all the fear, all the anxiety, all of it is just there to bombard us and to keep those layers on top of the truth. And that feeling of nostalgia, that feeling of whatever troubles you might have gone through as a child, there's a naivety, there's a rawness, there's almost a remembrance of that spirit, and it's childlike. But you know, there's a strong argument to suggest, you know, when it comes to infinite power, which is what you are, how much that actually stretches. Is it just childhood, or is that rawness and that nostalgia and that feeling that it gives you, is it you remembering? And how far does that go back? That's where it starts to get profound, in my opinion, because, you know, childhood is, as much as anything else, an experience, a phase. And when you're talking about the spirit and that feeling that nostalgia gives you, I think it's so much bigger than that. And I think it's important to tap into feelings like that and memories and experiences. Why? Because it helps you when it comes to the layers that the Matrix wants to put onto you. When it wants to layer your spirit with absolute BS and lies and propaganda and all these things that you should want in life, when really, going back to that blue pill and red pill example, really, what does it come down to? Is it all the materialism, all the lust, all the possessions, all of the crap the Matrix can offer? Or is that all fake? And really, the only thing that matters is the truth. Because ultimately, that's the only thing that's real. I clearly need to go get some breakfast. But as always, guys, appreciate you watching. And you have a great day. And I've started, what do you call it? It's like a membership thing, isn't it? I haven't done it before. It's something that I think you get perks for, and you get member-only content and bits like that. So I've started that on the channel. Anybody that's interested might enjoy this sort of stuff. Then yeah, I plan to do some of that content as well, some sort of extra stuff as well. So there's bits there. I think it's all on the channel that you can check out. So, but have a great day, and let's continue the journey. Ta-ta.